Hey guys and girls, welcome back to the shop. Today we have for your viewing pleasure the brew unit, or infuser, from the DeLonghi Magnifica series. This also fits in a Grand Dama or Prima Donna. It does not fit in any of the S series though, the Magnifica S or the Prima Donna S. They've got a slightly different brew unit. So let's say, oh my goodness, she won't barely even slide. So it's safe to say that this thing is going to be causing problems in the machine. When you have a stiff brew unit like this, chances are it's starting to make a mess in the brew cavity. Underneath the brew unit, on the drip tray, maybe the pucks are not falling into the bin properly. It's all because of this guy right here. So we're going to show you the quick and easy way to effectively clean and rebuild the brew unit from the DeLonghi Magnifica. All you need for this is a Phillips No. 2 screwdriver and your wits about you. So to start, you want to look at the bottom here and identify this horseshoe-shaped clip. Pop that off. Notice the little indents are kind of on the bottom here. The next part that comes out, sorry, it was like this here. This will slide right out, as you see. There's no way to get this wrong. Some of you may find that this black plastic thing has slipped right off. It's okay to just seat it and then kind of pound it right back in on the brew unit here. Happens sometimes when the brew unit gets really stuck. This one is working good though. Next is this piston assembly. Oh, it's very stiff, and we can see why right there. Take a look at the amount of buildup on those brew seals right there. So we're going to pop it out. Yeah, they definitely need replacement. So we have the new DeLonghi group seals right here. I'm just going to take a little poke and pry these old guys off as they shed their coats of dried crusty coffee. Okay, so we can see the shower screen here. We're gonna replace that too. Let's pop it off. A single screw in the middle, we'll lift it up here, and we can see that this one's all full of gunk. And you know, we're gonna replace that too. Two things happen here. They either get clogged up with old coffee oils, or sometimes they'll begin to bend so the edges don't seal correctly here, and then coffee grits can get underneath and into your coffee. So when you pull this off, beware that there is a valve inside. So there's this little piston here, and it's pushed up by a spring, and the pressure coming in must defeat the spring to pass by. It creates a little back pressure and promotes the production of a nice crema. And then this is the little hole that the coffee will come out and eventually end up coming out the spouts of the machine into your cup here. So we're gonna see if we can pop this out. Sometimes they're stuck in there. And you see it's just a little plug. It's easy to let this go flying across the room, and then it's lost forever and you gotta order a new one. But if you're careful, you can get this retaining plug off and take out the spring in there. So we're going to clean that up too. And that's it for the disassembly here. This can all stay. This just holds the mechanics of these spring things here. And this lever as well too. Once we clean this all up, should be good to go. So we're going to pause the video. I'm going to go over the sink, make these all nice again, and then we'll be back in a jiffy and show you how it goes back together. Alright, welcome back to part 2 of Urban Espresso Machine Survival. We've cleaned up all these components of the DeLonghi Magnifica's infuser, otherwise known as the brew unit, and everything's moving real nice. Got all that old grease off, just with a little bit of soap. If you don't have, if you're having a hard time getting all the old gunk off there, just leave them for soak in some soapy hot water for about an hour or so, and then you should find it just wipes right off. So we're going to first install the new gaskets onto the piston here. So here's our fresh ones. Stark difference from the old. Lock them in the track, wrap them around. These are nice big soft guys, super easy to install. Make sure they're free of any debris. We're going to put a second one on here too. Added protection, and that's all there is to it for installing the gaskets. Next, we'd like to put our nice fresh shower screen in here. Make sure you clean your hands off and they're not full of grease. from the cleanup, so you don't clog all these little holes there. It's a beautiful piece of precision engineering, and we're going to keep it that way. So before we put the shower screen on though, we're going to have to put this spring back in here. I just blew these off real quick. They're as clean as can be for our purposes right now, and there's still lots of life left in the spring. No reason to change it just because it's a little bit darkened. Pop her in there, and the little retaining plug. Some of these might pop out just from the spring pressure, so just keep your finger on it until you get the shower screen in place. And screw it in. Screw it down so it's nice and flat, but not all the way depressed that it pumps it inside out. We want to keep a little bit of the curve. So that's good right about there. And if you have it close, it helps with the diffusion of the water go everywhere. So I'm going to back this off half a turn. There we go. So now we want to get this back in here, but there's all this contact surface here that's going to need some lubrication. So we're going to take a generous portion of food safe machinery grease, like so, and we're going to wipe it down the length of this shaft here. I start in the edges and then smooth it all out on the flats. And it's okay to go a little bit overboard here because this is where all the friction surfaces are. I'm going to grab a little bit more and tap it, make sure there's not too many foreign stuff getting in there. Tap it around on the gaskets to keep them nice and moist, and I'm going to take care not to fill this hole right here with lube either. So there we go. We're ready to put her back in. It's fairly easy to see the orientation here. Get it to seat, push it in. Again, we're taking care to not gum up the surface of the shower screen too much. And so the third element here, this little slide bar, also pretty obvious which orientation it goes into here because of the cutout for this little post. Slides right in there. And if you've got this pushed all the way up and this pushed all the way down, you're going to find that these holes line up exactly right there. So we just took our little horseshoe clip and clipped it in there, and that retains the sliding bar inside the piston. You know, I could still feel it could move a little bit better. I'm going to pop this off real quick, slide bar out, piston out, and what I forgot to do was put a little bit of the lubricant on the inside surface here that goes into. And also where the gaskets touch, because that's where a lot of the friction forces as well. And with that done, it goes back together in a jiffy. Retaining clip. Back on. Now it moves like butter. So this means it's gonna, when the machine's in the work position, it's gonna go all the way down so it can receive all the grounds that pour in from the top funnel here. If you guys have ever seen your grinder in your Magnifica or Perfecta backing up out the top of the machine, it's likely your brew unit needs to be rebuilt. That's all there is to it. If you guys have a piece of machinery or espresso machine, coffee machine that you want to see rebuilt, just leave a comment in the section and we'll see what we can do about it. Thanks a lot.